Hello, welcome to my video. My name is Sarah Schaefer, and today I will share with you how to make a lantern chain. I was initially inspired by watching a reel of a friend enjoying her rainwater collector chain. Instead of racing water, though, I wanted to see little flames or lights in tiny little lanterns. In Feng Shui, an ancient Asian practice, lanterns symbolize happiness, good fortune, and connection to the divine. The placement and location of the lantern is determined by your home's specific Feng Shui Bagua map. There are many authors that explain this practice and the specific energies activated or enhanced by placement of objects or structures. My first book into Feng Shui was from Marie Diamond, Your Home is a Vision Board. This book inspired me and it has literally changed my life and my family too. In my case, I am reaching out for my divine guides and enhancing my daughter's energies by placing this on the west side of my home. You don't have to be spiritual or practice a faith to enjoy the beauty of your space. This is what this video is about, enjoying your unique creations at the comfort of your home. You can place your lantern chain underneath your porch, hang it on a tree, or place it under your roof or balcony. Just be mindful of the weather element. Rain with sun can rust your metal lantern, so periodically spraying protective coating on your lanterns and chain is recommended. You can even hang the lanterns inside your home, like in your entryways with a high ceiling. Let's begin creating. Here are some of the items and tools you will need to create your lantern chain. You will need small metal lanterns. The amount of lanterns will be based on your preference and the length of the space you wish to hang these at. In Feng Shui and numerology, numbers and amounts matter. You can read and study this belief system online. I chose to make a chain with 8 lanterns, one with 3, another with 2, and then the one lantern on my rhododendron bush tree. The next item you will need are spray cans, if you would like to change the color of the lanterns you get. In metaphysics, colors bring specific energies and subconscious messages to your reality. I chose red as it is a vibrant color that naturally brings the eyes and attraction to my home. Also aesthetically, red is used in Asian cultures for good fortune, prosperity, and joy, as this color is of the fire element. It's an energetic color. My home is blue and gray, so these red lanterns draw attention to this space. The next item you'll need is a power drill with bits that pierce through thin metal. Thin bendable outdoor wire is another item needed to link the chain to the lanterns. Garden wire can be used as well, so long as it has protective coating to prevent rust from forming. To cut the thin wires, you'll need a wire cutter and wire pliers to bend and tighten the wire. For the lighting, you can use regular tea light candles or use solar tea candles. The solar tea candles are a game changer. I don't have to climb a ladder every night to replace the candles and light every single lantern because these solar powered lights turn on as soon as it gets dark. Lastly, you'll need a chain. Depending on your desired length, 1/2 meter or a full meter is enough. All these tools and items are likely available at your local hardware and garden store if you do not have these already in your home. If not, you are welcome to search these products online through Walmart, Amazon, Home Depot, or Lowe's. I live in Germany, so I found my lanterns in our local garden and home goods shop called Phillips. They had these cute small lanterns from Easter on sale for a cheap price, so of course I took advantage and loaded them up. In total, I ended up getting 14 of these colorful lanterns. The style and size were perfect for what I had envisioned. I also had purchased the spray cans there that were specific for use on metal objects, and was coincidentally lucky to have found solar outdoor tea lights at a good price. I already had the garden wire, a power drill, a wire cutter, and pliers, so my next stop was to Hornbach to get the chain. Hornbach is another garden and hardware store in Germany that is similar to Home Depot and Lowe's. They had a selection of wires, thick and thin. Of course, I wanted something that was in between, so I got 2 meters worth of a dark medium chain option they had there. It was inexpensive in my opinion. And now we begin. First, I recommend setting up your power drill with the correct tidbit. You must use the tidbit type that cuts or pierces through metal. I'm not an expert with the power drill, but I know enough to get by. Sometimes I confuse myself with moving the drill forward and reversing, as there is a button you have to press or switch to move the desired way. Once the bit is secured and in place, then you place the tip of the bit in the center of the bottom of the lantern. You want to ensure you have a steady placement of the lantern on a table or floor so it does not slip while you are drilling the hole. If it is your first time drilling with a power drill, you'll need to apply some pressure to pierce through the object. And to be able to get the drill bit out of the object, you'll click on the switch button as you saw in the video and pull the drill out while reversing. From here on, it's basically go on repeat on drilling these tiny holes in all 14 lanterns. Once done, the next step is to prepare the spray cans. You'll have to shake the can for about 2 to 3 minutes and roll the marble inside it on the bottom to ensure that the paint inside is mixed and ready to use. Once you have your spray paint mixed, I recommend having a safe location free of dust and dirt to place your lanterns at. I used 2 old lawn chairs and a garden rod to slip my lanterns and start spraying. I highly recommend getting a spray can holder. The ease of using your index finger on pressing the spray can cap down consistently is so worth this purchase. It's inexpensive and the task goes so smoothly and quickly like buttercream. Start to paint on all sides of the lanterns. I sprayed the sides, the bottom, and the top. Then I let them sit for a few minutes to dry and applied a second coat and ensured they were fully covered in red. There were a few places where a bit of the previous color was showing, but in my mind I was okay with having some future rustic looking lanterns. While the lanterns were out drying, I grabbed the chain and used the wire cutter to divide the 2-meter chain into 8 smaller sized chains. Of course, I did not want an overextended length for my 8 lantern chains, so I counted the hoops and ensured each small sized chain had at least 22 full hoops. The other lantern chains have a different size length. The next step is to cut 7 pieces of the garden wire for the 8 lantern chain using the wire cutter. After this, you'll need the pliers to basically tie or twist the garden wire onto the first hoop of the chain. You want to loop the wire at least 3 times and tighten the end of the wire on the hoop. The remaining wire will be placed through the hole in the lantern as shown. Once you slip the wire in the hole of the lantern, use the pliers to twist the wire in a way where it is not able to slip out of the hole. The reasoning for not using screws is to ensure the tea lights sit flat in the lantern. An option if you are a professional is to solder the metal chain onto the bottom of the lantern. I am not comfortable testing this out, and unfortunately I am not able to find specific screwdrivers and links to connect the chain into the lantern. So doing the thin metal twist to cap the wire onto the bottom of the lantern is the option. It has rained heavily and we've had strong winds, and so far my lantern chains remain hanging and connected. The next step is to remove the handle of the other lantern and slip the chain through. If not possible, an alternative option would be to cut a small piece of garden wire and twist around the last loop of the chain and wrap it around the handle. At this time, you should have 2 connected lanterns. So you'll continue the steps mentioned before until you are done connecting your last lantern, if you have more than 2. Once your lantern chain is ready and all connected, you can hang them in your desired location. If you are going to attach them under your roof or on your ceiling, I recommend that you obtain a stronger power drill to make the hole and add a sturdy anchor for the ceiling hooks. Once hung, you can add your candles or solar lights and enjoy your masterpiece from outside or inside of your home. I was out taking pictures of the lanterns I had placed in my rose garden, and suddenly a pinewood emperor moth appeared out of nowhere. I have never seen this species in my time here in Germany. It crawled up to my face and across my forehead. This being was majestic, and I could not stop gawking over its little beady eyes and its furry antennas. Just amazing to see nature up close. The whimsical red lanterns attracted the moth over, as I mentioned earlier about the natural attraction and the energy of the color red. If you are whimsy like me, attracting nature and enjoying the beauty behind it is what this is all about. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope to see images of your chain lantern creations. Enjoy!